So joining myself and Tony Mepham, we've got Johnny Myers, who is the new manager of Geordies, taking over from Chris Bass. And we've also got Liam Cowen, who's the manager of Rushen. How are you both?
Good, thanks.
Very well, thank you.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so let's talk about the exciting games coming up this weekend in the Railway Cup semi-final. What should we talk about first? St George's versus Rushen. So St George's third in the table, Rushen second.
Leave it to you guys because I'm not getting involved in this fight.
No, it should be quite a good game. We've hit a little bit of form since we had a blip against Moran. The weather looks like it's holding off. I think speaking to Liam just prior to this, we've both got quite strong squads. There's not many players missing from both, so yeah. All in all, I'm expecting a really, really tough, hard game.
Same. I don't think the pitch will be up to much, so I'm expecting quite a big battle, to be honest. From what I've seen from my lads over the last few weeks, more than ready, more than capable of battling to hopefully get us the right result, get us in the final Boxing Day. We're on a good bit of form. I think we've had 3 or 4 clean sheets in a row now, but that counts for nothing in a semi-final, especially when you play against likes of Pekka and Bass Jr. and Johnny himself. So looking forward to it, really. Lads are looking forward to it. Train well, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah, what's the feeling in sort of the changing rooms? Are your team confident?
Yeah, I think we have to be. We've had a really good season so far. I think the lads are just trying to get them to relax is the hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get them to relax and they can play the football that I know they can play, and I think we'll be all right on the day, hopefully.
What's your method to relax before a game?
It's just another game of football to me. I just do my normal thing. If it was me, if I was playing, I'd have my same meal every Saturday and
You got your
do
routine.
my same routine like I did when I was playing for St George's with Johnny. It was just another game of football. If you build it up too much, then you tend to make more mistakes. So just try and chill out.
Yeah, from our point of view, it's it's probably like quite a long time ago since we went into a semi-final not favourites, I guess.
Yeah.
And in a lot of people's eyes, we're probably not favourite. In my eyes, I think the teams are pretty well matched. The first game we had in the league, which Rushen won 2-0, it was a really tight game, and small little errors or moments of brilliance won the game. So a lot of ours are quite young lads as well, but I don't see them as, all right, the talent coming through. Their time is now.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the team now, so they have to start producing in these big games, and they're very capable of doing that, and that's what I expect tomorrow.
And you're both involved in the exciting upcoming game between FC Isle of Man and the Isle of Man national side. So what are you expecting from that?
Very excited, to be honest. I expect a really good game for a really good cause. When we got asked from the Isle of Man FA to do it together, we both jumped at the chance. It's a chance to work with players that are still current, because I'm currently still playing. Liam's not long sort of forcibly retired because of injury, but so it's nice to kind of get that opportunity to work with them and kind of give our ideas on how we see football going, because the likes of Chris Bass Senior and Lee Dixon and Paul Jones, Steve Burns, they're great managers, great coaches, but we have a different spin on.
What is your spin?
Well, yeah, that would be a secret to tell, but we we kind of on the same page, and we always have been when we played together at St George's. But yeah, no, it's exciting times ahead, I hope.
Mm-hmm. And if you had to put money on a side winning,
Us.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
we've got a very strong squad. The squad's a mix of like some players that play for FC IOM and some younger lads that we want to see in various positions. As Tony alluded to before, there's a lot of talk on players that weren't in the squad, players that are in the squad. The players that did make the squad doesn't mean we don't think they're good enough. It's just that in certain positions we want to see different players and give them the opportunity to perform against a really good side in front of a biggish crowd.
So you are kind of focusing on that long-term goal of producing and really building up younger players and giving them an opportunity to
hopefully
to
down the
perform.
line, maybe when the job becomes available, we might take it on full time with a bit of luck, and if that does happen, then some of the FC players aren't going to be around for us, so it's important that we do look at the non-FC players as well and give these boys a chance to look at what we might possibly get to work with in the future. So there's some big players that have missed out on our squad, but like we said, that me and Johnny have had a chat before, if we had a tournament next week, then big players would probably be in that squad, but unfortunately they've missed out, and they'll probably play for FC and it'll make a really good game for, like Johnny says, for a really good cause. So
it's an interesting topic, really, because I guess you would have to have some confidence to accept the fact that if you played with those more established and older players, you could progress more quickly with FC Isle of Man. But once those players reach a point where, you know, they're not going to be playing anymore, then you're going to have to take a big step backwards to bring the younger ones through. But if you decide to be a bit more patient and not go for the quick gains early on and just develop those younger players into it, then hopefully the success would be longer lasting.
Yeah, it as Liam said, it's quite unfortunate for some of the older players. Like obviously the COVID's come in, and it's probably taken their chance to play in FC Isle of Man away, possibly depending on how it goes next year. And unfortunately, that's life. You know, some of the players are my age, 36, 37, and when I wasn't playing for the Isle of Man team anymore, it does hurt in the interim. But there's other ways to get involved, and they're still good enough to get in the squad. They're still good enough to get in the team. But if we don't start looking at the younger players now, there's no hope for them. You know, they haven't got anything to aspire to, because they're just going to say, oh well, they're just going to pick the same 16 no matter what,
and then players lose interest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, and we want to encourage players so they actually think, but I want to play in that. I want to play in that squad, and I can see someone my age who's done well last week is now in that team, and it's something that they can aspire to.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Let's talk, Tony Mepham. You've been the quietest I've ever heard you.
I'm taken in by the boys because they've got such a mind of information with football, and they deserve this opportunity, and that's why the Isle of Man FA, the board discussed it. I asked if we could organise the game, and they give full support. So who's going to be manager? I said, there's two guys there looking at us. They manage two of the top four sides on the island. Why not ask them to see if they do it? And I'd already sort of spoken to both of them, and I didn't know they'd spoken together. And I just said, if it came available, would you fancy it? He says, yeah. And he said, we'd do it together. Well, even better. And you couldn't have asked two better players, because, you know, unfortunately Liam's a top golfer, but he was a brilliant footballer, but injuries put paid to that. You know, but Johnny now, you've just turned 36, 37? 37, November, is it? Your birthday?
No, October.
I'm close. I'm pretty good at it. But you know, Johnny's still one of the best players on the Isle of Man. Unbelievable. And it's just the next stepping stone. And we need to find out them. But it's quite interesting listening to them bringing young players in. There's two that I picked out of your squad. Nathan Tia, your goalkeeper, who, you know, is definitely worth a shout. He's been absolutely brilliant. And Sam Baines, who's awesome. And he had a slow start, I thought, to the season, but now I'm seeing the Sam Baines I saw a year ago. So they're two bright future players, aren't they, for us?
yeah, well, I mentioned Nathan to Johnny after, I think it was after we both played him around, wasn't it? And he had a great game against Rushen down at Rushen. You know, I personally think he was man of the match, and he made some brilliant saves that day and really impressed me. So he fully deserves his chance. And the same with Sam. When Sam played, even we beat them, I think it was 7-4 in the end, but we were 4-3 at half time against Douglas Royal, and he was magnificent in that first half. He was getting on the ball, didn't shy away from trying to get on the ball and play, and he really impressed me. So both fully deserve an opportunity to have a go for the Isle of Man. And yeah,
he's got great vision as well, Sam Baines, because I watched that game, and up to half time you must have been saying, we're in the game and a half here, and it was the second half where it all come good for you. But that left peg he's got is something special.
Yeah, you don't want to know what I said at half time anyway.
He's
Tell us.
I spotted him like last year or the year before, and I think he's brilliant. I think he gives like a different dynamic to what we've got in the squad already. And you look at midfield, you got Joe Quayle, who's a very good holding midfield player. Jack McVeigh, you know, he can play anywhere, but his passing range is brilliant. And you've got your box to box in Frank Jones. Sam Baines is the playmaker. He gets the ball into feet. He's comfortable with players around him. Brings other players in. As you said, his vision and his wonderful left foot. He's just got to show that he's got the hard work and the desire to push on and knock these players out of the team, basically. And if he's got that, then he can go far.
I've got to ask, how did you get Jack McVeigh and Frank Jones to commit to you? Because that's the sign of the season, because those two of the best players on the Isle of Man.
To be fair to both of them, and you know, as soon as I messaged Frank and Jack, and we mentioned what was happening and spoke about the game and stuff, they were both like straight away yes. You know, so it just shows that, you know, they're still both keen to represent the national team, which is, it's great for us. You know, if stuff did come down further down the line for me and Johnny, the two lads are available. their experience mixed with a bit of youth. You never know where the squad could go, because Frank's, even though Frank's knocking on a bit, he's like 33 now, so
Love that.
Yeah, you love that.
33.
Yeah, he's knocking on a bit, Frank. So,
Sorry, is that knocking on a bit?
yeah, it is in football terms.
Okay, that's fine.
But he's still probably one of the fittest lads on the Isle of Man. But with his experience, Jack's experience, later down the line, if we're lucky enough, you never know where we could go with them two, especially.
It's the dedication. They've had it for years, Jack and Frank, and lots of other players. Training 3 nights a week, playing once a week, and once you get that, you just want to play in every game, every tournament, and that's what you want to see. If players had turned us down for a reason that they didn't want to play in the game for not the reason for not playing for FC Isle of Man, then it'd be difficult to try and pick them again over someone else who wants to play. Because you want players that want to play for you and want to play for the national team, and to be honest, everyone we asked was chomping at the bit to play.
Big strong Russian connection, isn't there? Stevie Riding,
Yeah.
Adam Cool, Alex Maitland. Alex, I know, was looking forward to play it because it's just unfortunate for Alex. There's good centre backs there, and Jack, Ryan Burns. You've got Cam Lee, other people there, and Alex to me is the future.
I'm not just saying this because I'm Russian manager, and it might sound a bit biased, but for me, he's the best defender on the Isle of Man at this very moment in time. I feel this season he's really, especially since getting in the FC Isle of Man squad, he's stepped his game right up. He's been absolutely fantastic for us. And same with Adam. You got to remember, Adam's just turned 18 the other day.
Wow.
And he's going to be unbelievable. Like, he's gone from not even being able, really playing or getting in the team for Douglas Royal. He come down to us, and he's been a regular fixture in my team, and he's one of the first names on the team sheet, to be honest. He's one of the fittest lads I've ever seen. Ever.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
He come down to our pre-season just because we started earlier,
Yeah.
and asked if he'd come down, and he's just such an athlete. Just even then he's got stronger now, but I watch him playing in the under-18s, and he's just like a man versus boys in there.
He's a lovely lad too, isn't he? He's a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a cracking lad.